Hey coffee lovers, let's dive into the fascinating journey of how coffee conquered the world. Our story starts way back around 850 CE with a goat herd named Kaldi. Picture this. Kaldi notices his goats acting all hyper after munching on some berries. Curious, he tries them himself and voila, the first caffeine buzz. Fast forward to the pre-1400 S in Ethiopia. People started foraging wild coffee and experimenting. They made tea from its leaves, mixed its berries with butter and salt for snacks, and dried, roasted, and simmered the cherries into a delightful elixir. Coffee soon traveled the trade routes into the Middle East. By the 1450s, it had become a hit. A Sufi leader from Yemen brought coffee back from Ethiopia, recommending it for use during chants and dances. From there, the Ottoman Empire got hooked. They roasted and ground the beans, creating a bolder beverage, and coffeehouses sprang up as social hubs. But controversy arose. Was coffee intoxicating? In 1511, a religious court in Mecca put it on trial. Good news. Scholars deemed it permissible. And coffeehouses blossomed in Damascus, Istanbul, and beyond. By the late 1500s, Yemen was exporting coffee from Al-Makar, aka Mocha. Coffee spread to India and Java, and the Ottoman Empire introduced it to Europe. London's first coffee houses opened in the 1650s, becoming hotspots for intellectual exchange. Despite King Charles II trying to ban them in 1675, coffee houses only grew in popularity. In France, coffee mixed with milk and sugar became a thing. 1700s Parisian coffee houses hosted Enlightenment figures like Voltaire, who reportedly drank 50 cups a day. But there's a darker side. European empires profited off coffee growing, using enslaved and exploited workers in Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean. By 1906, Brazil was exporting over 80% of the world's coffee. The Milan World's Fair even showcased the first commercial espresso machine. By the mid-1950s, 60% of US factories had coffee breaks, and as African countries gained independence, they ramped up coffee production. East Asia joined the coffee craze, especially with canned beverages. In recent decades, specialty coffees focusing on quality beans and brewing methods surged, boosting farms in Central America and East Africa. Yet coffee workers still face harsh conditions and low pay, spurring ethical certification efforts. But challenges persist. Climate change threatens the equatorial bean belt where coffee thrives. Scientists are exploring resilient hybrids to ensure our beloved brew survives. So next time you sip your coffee, remember its incredible journey and the people behind every bean. Cheers to coffee.